Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. And we've got a fantastic community here because of you. Thank you. Thank you for being so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. If you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out there. I timestamp them as I go. Or maybe listen back, like up the speed to like 1.25. I do that a lot on YouTube. All right. Running a couple minutes late this morning because I was looking at this. I used these laundry basket. We'll just call it a laundry basket. I was rifling through a laundry basket just before I was about to come on, and this moth that, I'm not kidding you, the thing is massive, just flew up out of the basket and the clean clothes there, and then stuck itself on the window behind the cat tree. And so I screamed like a girl. And then I ran in here. I was going to get a cup, and then I ran in here to say, ah! And then I grabbed a cup, and I went to go back and capture it, take it outside, and I can't find it. So, and by sheer coincidence, I was thinking butterflies, but there is some moth action going on here, I think. So here we are. Oh, and the nails are from Sherry. These lovely ghostly roses and whatnot. Thank you. So, yeah. So I'm just going to try to pretend that's not happening. I don't have any wool. I'm allergic. I can't wear wool. But I do have a lot of cotton. I don't have any silk, but I have a lot of cotton. So, yeah. And I'm glad you guys are liking the forecourt garden party. There are all kinds of really interesting and darn right good-looking people. So, all right. Boo-Boo Zenkity will find the moth. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try. If I go like this, if I go like that, if I go like that. It's kind of hard to see, but right here, can you see this little kind of grayish line right here? That's somebody's back paw, back leg. Just hanging out. Normally he will run after big bugs and things, but goofball. He doesn't even know. So, all right. Cosmic Goat Lady. Isn't nature grand? I'm sure it'll be fine, but I hope it wasn't eating my clothes. And now I've got to rewash. Anyway, I thought I was putting this behind me. Okay. All right. So let's start at the beginning with your fantastic questions from today, starting at 4:15. Eileen wanted to know, how does Empty G feel about being kicked out of the Freedom Caucus? Thank you, Froxy Roxy. You would think, oh, she's incapable of temperance. But two things. One, this can be temperance as in she's been moving slightly towards McCarthy for power, which she definitely wants. Dave says empty G feels empty. Knight of Wands, Two of Wands. This is far right. Queen of Cups, and us just watching. She will continue to communicate her own brand of cruelty. Just kind of how she does. And yeah, there's not much there. Okay. Maggie, who says, as the saying goes, couldn't happen to a better person. Keep it up, MTG. I just think it couldn't happen to a bigger jerk because it would be harder to find a bigger jerk. That's how I usually say that, for what it's worth. Three of Swords. The next question is, will she do something to get even with them? Oh, there are forces aligning against her. But at 6:30, what will she do to get even with them? Because petty, vengeful, yeah. Glenna Miles says she'll be really mad at Boebert now. Well, she thought that she could just bully Boebert and there wouldn't be any consequences, and Cosmic Goat Lady, I would argue with that statistic. It's just a statistic, but I won't mention it because it's anyway. All right. Will she try to get even with them? King of Cups. Oh, over the impeachment, the Biden impeachment. Strength. Queen. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Six of Cups. Not really. I mean, it's not. It doesn't feel overpowering. It feels like she's, as they say, sticking to her knitting. Attack the Democrats, bully. I mean, what would she do differently than what she's doing now? Which is her favorite thing to do, which is bullying, humiliating, putting other people down. She's a sadist. That is the actual energy I get from her. Sadism. So, and since she lives on the drama triangle, she's always a victim. This is one other thing to complain about. She just spends more time on the Cartman's handy dandy drama triangle. Amaze your friends, as I put it. You go from being the victim to being the savior, to being a persecutor, and then back to being a victim. That's why I picture it as an inverted triangle, because ultimately you always go back to being the victim. No one's been treated worse than I have. Trump has parked himself on the drama triangle for decades. And people who live on the drama triangle, the best thing you can do is just get away from them, because they're not going to get off of it anytime soon, if ever. And I hate to say that, but there are just some, yeah. So I don't know. It feels like somebody needs to hear this. I get the feeling somebody needs to hear this. So I'm just going to tell this story, this brief story I have told before, but somebody needs to hear it. When I was told about Cartman's drama triangle, and Cartman with a K, the therapist who told me about it explained how she had actually a teenage girl who was a client. And she told the teenage girl about the drama triangle, and the girl went home, and she was sitting at her kitchen table. She was doing her homework, and her mother came in. And she said it was so empowering for her, the teenager. She said, I just sat there and I could see it. and I could just draw a triangle on the paper, you know, in the margins. And she came in because her mother just lived on the drama triangle, and it was, I'm the victim, you know, victim, then savior. I brought you this one thing, or I did this one thing, or you know, do you need, you know, have you had dinner or something? And then of course, with someone who's on the drama triangle, whatever they're trying to, the kind thing, the thing they're giving, you will not appreciate it enough for them. You won't. You can't get there from here. And then they get angry, so they either go straight back to being the victim, or they jump across to being the persecutor, attacking you. And then when you don't take the bait, or you stand up to them, then they collapse back down into, I'm not safe here. I'm so put upon. I'm da-da-da-da-da. And this teen girl, she said it really helped her to at least not feel like, you know, it was just chaos, to be able to just, she's like, my mom walked in, and it was like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to draw a little triangle. Victim, savior, persecutor, victim, persecutor, victim, and then she left. And the daughter just sat there, just kind of staring. It was like, huh. So she herself didn't feel like she had to completely take part in the chaos, because she could see what was happening. So I just feel really strongly that someone needed to hear that. So yeah, there's some people, if they just decide they're going to live on the drama triangle, there's nothing you can do. Just don't react. Don't play the game with them as much as you can. One of the things I would do in situations in my life is I just stand there, and I would just start trying to pull down positive energy, pull down divine energy. Just mentally, just trying to pull, just visualizing pulling down positive energy. And that's where I would keep my thoughts. I mean, I'd just be staring, just looking straight at the person, just no expression other than just a very neutral, pleasant, or neutral look. But I'm pulling down this energy. What that does also is it changes the shape of your aura, your energy field. So your point of focus actually ends up here above your head, and your whole aura kind of goes kind of pointed shape at the top, and it makes it harder for them to reach out and kind of get their energetic hooks in you. Also, if you are somewhere where there's a buildup of negative energy, and either you can't burn sage, or you can't light candles, take those, you know those little cups that come with like a set of dishes, they're like glorified thimbles for coffee or tea or whatever, but they're quite small. Take more, as many of those as you need, and just put like a layer, like an inch of salt in them, and just put them out in the middle of the floor overnight, or put them in the corners of the room for a couple of days. I mean, depending on who you live with, you might have to kind of just tuck them away, you know, a little bit, but overnight, and see if that doesn't help. Next day, dump out the salt and see if the energy doesn't feel just a little bit better. So anyway, yes, Lisa Graham, the only way to win is not to play. Ding. Exactly. So anyway, all right. I don't know. I just felt like someone needed to hear that. So Marge, she's going to drama triangle. this is just more reason for her to feel like a victim. Surprise. Marie Sutton says Demitas cups. There you go. All right. So at 15:30. 15:30. So, make it that 40. Will Republican, Yvonne wanted to know, will Republican women really change parties now that Desantis signed the no alimony law as reported by the Orlando Weekly article? All right, so in case you don't know, Desantis has created a new law. Yay. Do links in the description. All right, so he's overhauling this Florida's alimony laws. In this measure includes doing away with what is known as permanent alimony. I'm just trying to get to the meat of it because I want to make sure I get the details correct. Okay. Basically, there were laws in Florida that could create permanent alimony. There were some people who were saying it's not fair because once somebody retires, or once the person paying the alimony retires, they may have to keep working longer because they can't afford to just retire. Now, that's a Florida thing, and there are ways to adjust that, make changes, whatever you need to do. But you don't take elderly people who were receiving alimony and just go, bleep, okay, it's gone. They're retired. They're struggling with their own financial issues. There's no warning, no nothing. And there's no short-term warning that would have been long enough. But you know, it's not fair to the men mostly. You know, it's mostly men paying, so it is just not fair to the men. So as with previous versions, opponents remain concerned that the bill would apply to existing permanent alimony agreements, which many ex-spouses accept in exchange for giving up other assets as part of a divorce settlement. Ding, 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 ding. Camille Fivash, a Milton Republican, said in a phone the older women in Florida, I know at least 3,000 women across the state of Florida are switching to Democrat, and we will campaign against him all the way forever. But think about the men. Isn't it more important that they don't have to pay than it is that women should just pull themselves up by their bootstraps. It was part of an agreement. And the thing what kind of makes me crazy is, having been divorced, whatever settlement there is, it's usually a contract. And trust me, I've had a couple of lawyers look at the contract I went through, which is not permanent alimony. Trust me. But I've had, because, I'm very careful about legal stuff. I've had a couple of lawyers look at mine, and it's like, no, this is a binding contract. It's like, okay, that's all I needed to know. Because one of the things I wanted in there was that someone does not have any claim on book art media. What I do, what I make, my business, because it's my business. Anyway, so these people, and I know I'm being somewhat sexist here, because there are some women paying alimony to men. That's life, okay? But I'm the majority historically, especially for much older people who were living in a world where, the glass ceiling was basically kind of right over the steno pool for the most part. As Eddie says, he can't just make all these contracts null and void. Exactly. That's what's making me think, hang on. M. Kelpie says handicapping women in any way possible. He's a patriarch. He is a patriarch. He believes in patriarchy. Yeah. I guess it's good he listens to Lady Macbeth in a way that he doesn't make her ask for permission to do stuff, which is the energy I get off of Stepford Justice, Coney Barrett. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, you've just institutionalized, you've just pulled the rug out from underneath all of these women. And they made agreements saying, I will give up these assets so I get this in return. Wow. 6 of Pentacles. Oh, this is infuriating. Okay, the cards on point. This is the card of charity. Because if you're paying alimony, obviously you're giving them charity. Since they didn't do anything to deserve that, they didn't put their own careers on hold. They didn't raise your children back in the day. No. Their families, the families they came from didn't support you or your education. Your wife didn't support your education. No, none of that. She's obvious, makers and takers. She's obviously just a taker. This is a slap in the face. And yeah, those words supposed to be legally binding. The 5 of Pentacles, this is my little match girl card. Right in the middle, out in the cold. And they're going to be, this is going to be taken to court. Yeah. Their contracts that already exist. And Hermit, this is, Desantis, you're, wow. By the power of your little white boots, you are an idiot. And you are a terrible politician. You're a terrible human being. And you're a terrible politician because you have just alienated even more people. And it makes me crazy how many people are going to suffer because of this. Hey. Stephanie Martin says, so first they want women to stay out of the workforce, stay home, have babies. Then they expect you to get a good paying job after a lifetime of caring for a household and children and the man. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So, this is very bad for Desantis. All right, 26 minutes in. Eileen had a question about, again, we've got a few questions here about Florida. Eileen was asking, when Florida homeowners can find insurance, it costs 3 times the national average. Instead of like $1,700, it's $3,000. Is this another thing Desantis will just ignore? GM Dave says the strong are supposed to help the weak, not hamper them. Thank you. Thank you. Man. Howling at the moon. Yeah. 9 of swords, 10 of pentacles, Empress. Well, this is the homestead. This is the dynasty, the family home. All of this worry, and they can see what it's like, what things cost in other parts of the country. I wonder if I should just skip all of these questions and just read how badly is Desantis going to lose, because the anger I feel just rolling towards him is just epic. So, yeah, 28 minutes in. Why not? 28 minutes in. Desantis lose. Desantis going, what's his political future? Whew. Lisa Grimm says, may the harpies descend onto Satan. I think Nemesis. Yeah, he thinks he's above the gods. Yeah, Nemesis. Kathy Dillon says, yeah, anger like a tidal wave. Roxy says, someone must be giving him these ideas, because I don't think he's smart enough to come up with these by himself. Yes and no. Oh, of course, you know, birds of a cruel feather flock together. And all he has to do is I don't know what church he's a part of, but I'll bet they're not the liberal kind. Let's put it that way. DeSantis's political future. Kathy Delau says he's smart. Yale Law School. Bell Book and Candle says, I wonder how Lori of Positive Change feels about all of this. She can't stand him. She absolutely can't stand him. King of Wands, there you are. There you are, man of the far, 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 far right. Okay. Magician. 8 of Wands. Ace of Cups. Hermit. 2 of Cups. He thinks he can pull a rabbit out of a hat. Buddy. He has a list of such far, far right policies that he's been signing bills literally at like midnight with nobody around because the stuff's so unpopular, except with his tiny, tiny little frothing at the mouth base. Ace of Cups, you have just empowered all kinds of people to vote for Democrats. I'm getting this again for him being isolated, and 2 of Cups, which is a partnership amongst, because people realize that Democrats believe in civilization, that we work together, that we are in this together. We help the weak, and I don't get it. I don't get it. And look, I haven't been Catholic since I was 16, but I got to tell you, I know what Jesus taught. I know what Yahshua of Nazareth taught. And I would dare say that I'm actually following his ideas more than Desantis is. I don't usually insult people's spiritual beliefs, but yeah, I think he's, yeah. Okay. Anyway, Cosmic Goat Lady had a question. 32, 25. Okay. Will there be a problem with Trump's jury in Florida? Okay, let's have a look. That he can't trust us, I agree. Thank you. Glenn Miles says, like Trump, he seems determined to bury himself. His triangle is showing. Yes. Roxy says that we are all equal. Yes. Oh, he's Catholic. Really? I guarantee you there are some good priests out there who would love to have a conversation with him. I promise. Oh, one of my sisters is downstairs. Okay, so will there be any, make this 30, 33. Okay. Will there be any problems with Trump's jury in Florida? Oh, he is panicked. Panicked. Whew. Man. Age of Pentacles. Moon. Judgment. Empress. No, I think it's going to be fine. I think he's going to face massive judgment, major arcana. He's going to be very upset that he's actually being held accountable, and jury of his peers. This is America, and it does feel like jury of his peers, and he's going to get so much judgment just heaped upon him. I've been getting that even Cannon, she wants to side with him, but she can see the evidence now, and she's just like, so yeah, Sharon Rice, major, yeah. Oh, no worries, Eileen. Anyway, so at 30, 35, 45. Will Tubberville be forced out of the Armed Services Committee due to his refusal to allow promotions, over 250 promotions, over his view of the military covering costs for women's reproductive rights? Because Eileen asked that. Cosmic Goat Lady was asking, will the senator who refused to vote in the commander of the Marines cause a problem in the security of foreign as well as home bases? And then Eileen's other question was, how fed up are the GOP? GOP. I love autocorrect. GOP. You can pay with a place. Pay at a place. GOP with Tubberville's antics. So I guess the question is, if people had enough of him. Hello, Salty Chip. King of Pentacles. Oh, yes, but he knows better. He knows better than everyone. Ace of Pentacles. King of Swords. Knight of Swords. They're fed up. He's holding up all the gold, the promotions, and the leader, the fighting force. Oh, no, but he knows better, because he's a man. He's Mr. Galaxy Brain, and is more moral than thou. There are good men in this world. These jerks are not on that list. And I promise you, Mr. Jerk, the military have a different set of priorities than you do. The only thing the two of you have in common, honestly, is wanting to protect the U.S. Beyond that, they are there to keep a fighting force going. The military's fed up with him. Eileen says he's refused to vote on any promotion since March. Oh, there's a way to win votes for Republicans. Yeah, you're making people really mad. Wheel of Fortune. They've worked hard for these promotions. 3 of Wands. Death card. Honestly, what I'm getting is it's like there's this list of Republicans who just want to tank. They're so selfish. They are willing to just tank their own party. This kind of garbage. This loses not just where Tubberville is, wherever he's from. I don't even remember off the top of my head because I don't care. Some of these people, I try not to remember specifics, too many specifics about them, because I've got more important things to think about. But Yeah, look what we're doing on the far right. We're going to wait for our ships to come in, and they have to wait for their promotions to come in until they're towing the line. Yeah. Yeah. I know it's a year and a half until elections, but keep on. Keep on, jerk. These people want to promise that the right, that Republicans have no choice, no shot to win anywhere. Alabama, it seems. Kathy Delisle, Shalem Tarot, thank you. Yep. Betty Cantrell says close the bases in his state. Did he? No, the problem is he's hurting people because that's what these jerks do. But he knows better. Of course he knows better. Anyway. Um, 4130. Gretchen had a question. 4130. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for going through the news with me. Appreciate it. All right. So Gretchen had a question. Are the Democrats making plans to deal with probable Republican cheating in next year's election? Well, we've already taken some cases, like to get rid of some of the gerrymandering. So I think so. Juniper Tarot and Magic, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Makes a big difference. So Democrats, yeah, planning, you got good plans, and we all got to vote. We have all got to vote, and we've all got to vote for Democrats. No third parties. We cannot. It's not a throwaway vote. Oh, they're the uniparty. There's no difference between the parties. Have you lost your mind? Anybody who's saying there's no difference between the parties, really? Go talk to and we cannot allow these people to stay in or to come in. We've got to vote all of these people out. Perfect. And Velda Ray, thank you. Thank you. King of Cups, 10 of Cups, the Sun. Oh, yeah. They're still going to have their shenanigans. I mean, remember, what was it, in 2020 or was it in 2016? I can't remember. There have been so many of these kinds of things, but somewhere in the Midwest, there was a particular county where they were supposed to have 2 drop boxes or something. And last minute, they moved one of the drop boxes literally miles upon miles upon miles out of town. Oh, well. And the person who did it was like, it literally said something like, let's see the Democrats vote now. But no, we're going to vote. We're going to vote. But they'll have their shenanigans, but we're voting. There's Biden. There's a 10. That's the family. It's Democratic families. Uncle Joe. Yeah. Kathy Delisle says that's subtle. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. Frida Smet says there's mandatory voting in Belgium on a Sunday. Sounds good to me. Finzenberger says moving the box is petty and hateful. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Valor Sergeant says that happened in the Dallas area. My dad still questions if ballots were thrown out due to the confusion. All right. Star Melody, Elizabeth B. 4510. I'll read on this. I don't have my hopes up at the moment. After the latest mass shooting in Philadelphia, there have been so many, will Pennsylvania be reforming its gun laws? I was born in Philadelphia. I was only there for 6 months, but I was born in Philadelphia. Come on, Pennsylvania. Yeah, but you have to have a right to have. What don't you have the right to have? I'm really surprised they're not still like, we should be able to have tanks. Devil, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. There's more of a push for better gun legislation, but Knight of Pentacles, this is active conservatives, active, the devil, and far-right victories. So an ace, and it feels kind of weak, like they are trying. I don't get it. You know, some of those really kind of cheesy little posters and motivational images that, you know, they used to put up in different places in schools or in an office or in a waiting room or whatever. Well, there was one that has always stuck with me that I actually agree with very much so, which is, it said, a man never stands so tall as when he bends to help another man. Ignoring the sexism, I believe that. You never stand so tall as when you help someone else. And I don't know, maybe not shoot them. Unless it's self-defense. Self-defense, all bets are off. But okay. 4815, Thread of Hope. I just want to, I'm not going to go through the specific list of states, to be honest. I just want to get an overall feeling. McConnell's 2024 election plan is to focus on seats in 4 particular swing states. Could we, or potentially swing states, could we look at the energy? Will his strategy work? So anything McConnell has planned, I mean, heck, I'm vegan. I wouldn't even agree with whatever his plan is to have for dinner. But pretty much, if McConnell has a plan, I'm going to be an automatic no. Sorry. So is McConnell's plan? Oh wow! I'm getting a horrible itch and weird feeling in the back of my head. Is McConnell okay? Is there something up with his health? Oh, okay. I'm fine, by the way. Man, that was weird. I was just like, I'll just ignore it. And it was like, oh, McConnell. Grim Reaper. Yes, Fran Urbina, McConnell was supposed to retire already. Jeez. Yeah, wasn't it, if Trump doesn't get in or something, I'm going to retire? Or no, it wasn't. It was, if I lose control of the Senate, I'm going to retire. Oh, promises, promises. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Six of Wands. He has plans. He may have limited success, but these aren't major arcana. Matter of fact, the only major arcana here was the card for the reading, which is not good. Hence, it's the devil. This is a Page of Pentacles. Queen of Wands would be a whole group of far-right candidates, and far-right victory is what he's going for, but these are wussy. Yes, never, never. Lying McLiar. Yeah. Maybe because you've all, on the right, the far right especially, you've shown who you are. You've shown the rights you want to take away from everybody else. You've shown your cruelty, your misogyny, your bigotry, your, yeah. And you were already having trouble. There are fewer Republicans and Democrats. There just are, and you're making it worse. So, yeah. McConnell. 3 more cards on McConnell. Queen of Cups. Okay, that was weird. It's a weird pain shoot through my head too. Again, I'm fine. I don't know that McConnell is. Oh. He thinks it's a new start. It's the election coming up. We're going to have victories. We're going to have, oh. You mean the DOJ wants to have a word with people who were involved in January 6th? And that screws up the power that you have in the Senate, let alone the House? Sucks to be an insurrectionist. All right. I am not going to read on Prigozhin right now. The energy feels really toxic. So I'll have to revisit that at some point in the future. But I do have a question here from Lucy. Sorry, Glenn. Sorry. But I do have a question here from Lucy. Will humans live on Mars? I actually did 2 readings back when I used to do individual readings, and then I would edit them. My least favorite thing to do. But then I would edit them and I'd create covers and put it back. Oh, hello, Becca. Becca from House of Lenormand is in the chat. Do follow House of Lenormand. She's awesome. Anyway, I did way back when. I did a couple of readings. One was, will we terraform Mars? And then I did another one of, will we terraform Venus? And I thought it was really interesting. And I edited them, the whole thing. And then I went to put them up. And I literally, it's like they just vanished. The original, the edited one, the whole, I don't know what happened. But those 2, I had these nice covers made. Gone. So I can tell you that what I got was that eventually we can terraform Mars, but there reaches a point where the gravity and the lack of protection from cosmic rays and the sun, it's a problem. And we jump through go through huge hurdles to get there, to improve our technology so we can get there, so we can put people down there, so we can have people living there over the long periods of time. But Mars itself is a third of the size of the Earth, and that means it's got a third of the gravity. And yes, you can do exercise and what have you, but bones, it's not good for us long term. And what I got was eventually they'll have to start like messing with people's DNA to try to make it possible for people to live long term on Mars. And it almost feels like, okay, we got there, we've got people there, we've done, and then it's almost like it's just kind of like over the centuries. It's just like it's there. Personally, I was more interested in, are we going to terraform Venus? And what I got there was, that's a big problem, because it's so hot and the pressure's so bad. But the big thing I was getting was toxins in the soil, toxins in the ground, the soil. I didn't even think of that, but it was just a big, that's a big problem. But Venus is what we would want to terraform because it's roughly the same size as the Earth. So the gravity's good. Now, it got hit, however, bazillion many years ago. And so it's not spinning fast enough. That's a problem. So it's, you know how the Earth, it goes around in a day and then it goes around the sun in a year? Venus, its year is shorter than its day. So you get one side that's really hot and one side that's really cold, and you don't have the, we're on a nice, we're like on a nice rotisserie where we get warmth and coolness, but it spreads around, and it kind of, but this is just cold. Yeah. Anyway, Becca says its atmosphere is made up of sulfuric acid. Well, my understanding is its atmosphere is 900 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that right? I mean, the good news is if you could create any materials that were strong enough to withstand it, you wouldn't need to send an energy source, because you just set it up so that the heat, it can run off, any kind of like terraforming machinery could run off the heat of what's there now, and it wouldn't run out of power for a really long time. Juniper's Tarot and Magic says, gravity versus pressure sounds like it would be difficult on our bodies, especially over a long period of time. Oh yeah, but it's easier to fix an atmosphere than it is to change the fact that Mars is a third of the size of the Earth. So yeah. Plus, they're not sure that I believe they don't think that Mars core is spinning, so it's not, you don't get the protection anyway. Cat Shepherd says, forget Venus, let's colonize Europa and Titan. They're not as nasty. Yeah. Jupiter's actually really nasty up close. Matter of fact, there's one of them. Oh, I wish I could remember. There's one of the moons of Jupiter that is so, I don't know if it's magnetic or radioactive. I don't know what it is, but it's reacting with Jupiter itself, and the space between this moon of Jupiter and Jupiter as it's moving past, we cannot go past in that area between the two. like we don't have the shield. We do not even begin to have the shielding to withstand just the space between one of the moons and Jupiter. It's, yeah, and it's a long way away. If you've read the Expanse series, it's a 9-book sci-fi series. They turned it into a TV show. I've seen the whole TV show. I've read all 9 books. They were only even able to get past the problems with us going and living on asteroids or going to the moons of Jupiter through the creation of this fictional engine that, granted, isn't as fictional as, you know, in Star Trek. But without that, even getting to the asteroids, let alone getting to Jupiter, it's we cannot wrap our heads around these kinds of distances. It's just crazy. All right, I'm sorry. Will humans live on Mars? Yes. You start out with the foolhardy. You get some people who are trying to make it work. King of Swords. You eventually get enough people there that there's some kind of, like, there are laws there are, but so yes, the answer is yes. I'd say that. Anyway, okay. Maggie, who says, if we can't take care of this planet, we shouldn't be messing with another thing. Joanne says, yes, let's take care of this planet first. Joanne Frank said that. GM Dave says, build a vessel that can grow food, convert hydrogen into water, last for many generations. Oh, I've had many dreams about us going to way. But and all right. Yes, Susan. Susan, is it Ales? 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 A lot of terraforming would need to be done to Venus before humans could go there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, even now they're just talking about if anything goes there. It's just like, oh, just skim the top edge of the atmosphere. So, Roxy's asking, would the internet still be expensive? Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Oh my gosh. But I really do have great hopes for our future. I really do. I really am an optimist. And like I said, all my life I've had dreams about the far future. We're still going to be around. We're going to change, but not all bad, not by any stretch. And it is a massive universe. So, yeah. All right, so that's going to do it for me for today. Thank you for being here. It is 1:19 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel here on YouTube. Bring your creative projects. I'm trying to finish my mystery novel, finally. And I'm hoping to get the rest mystery novel out at the end of September. So that's my goal. Anyway, but you can knit or sew or do music or whatever you do. We just want to encourage you. So we're over there. We're always over there if you think you'd like to hang out. All right. Other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow. I am here 365 days of the year. I'm not kidding. Yeah. For more than 3 years. Every day. No, always. Anyway. And I'll be back here tomorrow. I love hanging out with you. And Finzenberger says it is that 8:19 p.m. in Vienna, Austria. Ooh. Oh, Vienna. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. And I'm going to go try to find the giant moth and wash my clothes again. All right. Take care. See you right back here tomorrow.